The Minnesota Vikings going up against their NFC North rival, the Detroit Lions. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, ready to give you a preview on this game. We're going to look at the offensive side of the football. We're going to look at the defensive side of the football, but I want every single person to let me know down in the comments section who you got. The 1-3 Vikings at home up against the 0-4 Lions. If you believe that Minnesota and Kirk Cousins, they're going to come away with a W in this one, I want you to go ahead and type MIN. If you believe that Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions are going to get their very first home in Minneapolis, I want you to go ahead and type DET. Now, let's first look at that offensive side of the football, where Minnesota is basically right in the middle of the pack. 15th in the league, 382.5 total yards per game. Passing yards per game, Kirk Cousins, I think, has looked very, very good. 270.3. Rushing yards per game, 112.3. Points per game. This is where they need to get better because they are failing in the red zone. They should be putting up a little bit more points. Giveaways, though, you can't really ask for too much more. They've only given up the ball 2 times. Now, on the Lions side of the ball, they're not really moving it all that well, hence why they are, well, 0-4. So who's got the better offense here? Do you think that the Minnesota Vikings do? I want you to go ahead and type VO. If you believe that the Detroit Lions have the better offense, I want you to type LO. And if you're going to type LO, you might as well just spell the rest of it out, SER, because you're a loser for picking them. Give me the Vikings offense, VO. What about the defensive side of the football here? Where Minnesota, sure, they're struggling in total yards per game, but I really think that this is the perfect example of a bend but do not break style of defense. Total yards per game, 25th. Passing yards per game, 18th. Rushing yards per game. The only realistically number that matters is points per game, 11th. What does that mean? They're giving up yards, but when it comes down to it in the red zone, they're making stop when it matters the most. Then you look at the Detroit Lions side of the ball. Total yards, lower. Passing yards, lower. Points per game, 29th. Another reason why this team is 0-4. So who's got the better defense, y'all? If you believe the Vikings do, go ahead and type VD. If you believe that the Lions do, then go ahead and type LD. If you believe that the Lions have the better defense, I want you to put an S in between LD because I think you're on LSD. Give me the Vikings defense, VD, down in the comments section. Now, if you're a big-time fan, right, like if you're one of those people, and my Uncle Steve is one of the biggest Viking fans I know, anytime I see him, he's always like this. Skull, baby. Now, if you're looking for news, if you're looking for rumors, previews, updates, the entire season, we got you covered here. And we always tell people to subscribe. And you know what? Sometimes you're like, man, these guys. Well, guess what? We tell you to sub because we're a free channel. And the more subs you get, the more videos you get. It is literally the most simple way that I can personally describe it. I like making videos here, and I know you guys are a passionate fan base, so if you want more vids, go ahead and like the video. All right, coming up right now, we got our 5 keys to victory if the Vikings do want to go ahead and take down the Detroit Lions. Now, these aren't ranked in any particular order. It's literally just 5 keys to victory. The first one, shocker, I know, run the football. And now, usually Dalvin Cook has been here and there in terms of battling injuries, but I really, really believe that you could make an argument that Cook is the best overall well-rounded running back in the league in terms of being able to run it, being able to catch the ball. The other reason why I'm saying this is because I think the offense for the Vikings is set up so perfectly, whether it's him, whether it's Alexander being able to run it, sets up play action, and then guys like Justin Jefferson, shout out to Osborne, even a guy like Adam Thielen, they're going ahead and they're getting open. The other reason, Detroit, they suck against running backs. If anybody out there in fantasy, I know you're already going to go ahead and play Dalvin Cook. But what about Alexander Madison, 95 carries, 446 yards, 4.6 yards per carry, 6 touchdowns. The Detroit Lions rank in the bottom 5 in terms of points up against running backs. What about this next one? Use your RBs in the red zone. Another perfect example of when you get down there, what's an easier way to convert? I know that this team has struggled a little bit. Guess what? This team right now for Minnesota, they're actually ranked one of the worst, or Detroit, they are ranked the second worst team in the league in terms of pass-catching running backs, catching the ball, and then taking it into the end zone. So how can you be a little bit more efficient? Don't get me wrong. Guys like Tyler Conklin have stepped up. You got three good receivers, 2 amazing receivers. But you also got this guy named Dalvin Cook. Hey, let him cook a little bit. Let's go to number 3 here. Play tough. And the reason why that I'm going to go ahead and say play tough, you can say what you want about the Lions. And realistically, I'm probably one of the guys here at Chat Sports that's picks on the Lions the most because, I mean, you guys know they're the Detroit Lions. But I will give Dan Campbell a lot of credit. He gets his team to play for him, and they play very, very hard for him. So this is going to be a tough-nosed game. I believe it's going to be your typical NFC North battle, and it might not be pretty football from top to bottom, but overall, his team will play tough. And if Minnesota doesn't match that toughness, then this could get into one of those games where you're like, what the heck's going on here? Let's go to number 4. Limit the turnovers. And usually turnover battle is a major, major reason why teams win and lose football games. The biggest reason in this one, if you really look at the offense, I took the Vikings offense. If you look at the defense, I took the Vikings defense. Special teams. Special teams is kind of an area of an issue for both of these squads, right? However, if you don't turn the ball over, you are a better team, and I don't even know if it's all that close. I get that Minnesota's 1-3. We both know they should be 2-2 if there wasn't a missed field goal there up against the Cardinals. But if you don't turn it over and then leave Jared Goff, DeAndre Swift, this Lions offense with shorter fields, you're going to win the game because they're not good enough to be able to score pound for pound, or I was going to say blow for blow, but I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube. But bottom line, don't turn the ball over. The last one here, pressure Jared Goff. If you pressure Jared Goff, he turns into what Tom likes to say, Jared Goof. And he has literally shown that his entire career, whether it was with the Rams or whether it is with the Lions. Goff wants to be able to use play action and be able to fake hand it off, and if you can get pressure in him, he turns into Happy Feet, a new Disney movie. Or wait, I think there's already something with penguins named Happy Feet. But that's what Jared Goff turns into. This year, 68.3% completion percentage, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 picks. I actually think that he's done a much better job of how he's played than I actually gave him credit for personally. But again, I do know this. Get after Jared Goff. It's how you're going to end up winning some football games here. So again, y'all, the over-under in this one, it's not that much high scoring of a game. The Vikings are -9. The total over-under is 49.5. I want you to go ahead right now, and I want you to predict the score. I promised you that I would give you my score prediction, and don't worry, it's going to be coming up here in just a little bit. So what do you think about this one? The Vikings 9-point favorites at home. The over-under is set at 49.5 points. Before I give you my score prediction, go down in the comments section right now, and I want you to predict the score. Now, I don't have the Vikings covering because I believe this is a primetime Detroit Lions backdoor cover, but give me Minnesota to win this game 27-20 in a game where they are going to be in control for literally the entire thing. And it would surprise me if it's 27-13 going into the fourth quarter, and then Jared Goff, DeAndre Swift, all you fantasy people out there that have Swift, probably going to be a good game for him because I could see a lot of dinking and dunking to get a few extra yards, and then once you know it, less than 2 minutes left to go in the game, the Lions score a touchdown, make it 27-20. I'm taking the under, but I will say the Lions end up covering. If you haven't already, y'all, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. More videos here for all you Vikings fans, and if you are subbed, we appreciate you. Take the link that you see below and send it to some friends.